The island is almost gone, but as you can see, we're digging it wet, which means it is soupy and sloppy. Not really much you can do with runny oatmeal for shaping it. So they take it around and then they just are piling it up on 9 fairway for now. We need to let it dry out a little bit before we can actually use it to build. So that's what the big pile on 9 is for. Just letting it dry out. So this is all the dirt out of the lake. And like I said before, you gotta let it dry out a little bit. This stuff is so wet. I mean, look at it, it's like jelly coming out the bottom. So we just leave it sit around for a while, let it dry out. It needs, the best dirt is dirt that's moist and it's got a little bit of water in it, so it kind of sticks together slightly, but not this jelly gooey stuff. So just piling it up, let it dry. So here's the first fairway bunker on 7. Looking pretty good. Drew still has not seen this yet, so he's got to come by and give his guidance on exactly how to do it. But you can see the difference between that one. And we're going to take another little trip here. This will be the second little fairway bunker here, somewhat guarding the real long hitters. But compared to that one, which is just, this one is overbuilt. It's much too large. It's way too high in the back. So Drew put it in a good place. And you just stick that one in the microwave for about 25 seconds and just let it melt down a little bit. The shape is decent. It's just too big. There's just too much there. And then these little bumps over here, that was just some extra dirt they had. Those are going to get softened too. They're out of place. But this is why Drew comes every week, so he can take a look at all this stuff and say, too much here, not enough there, too big, too small, or just right, Goldilocks. 8 fairway. See some bunkers are a little bit better shaped. Going into the green. From here. Going over some bumps, sorry about that. There's a little pot bunker there, kind of guarding the real long hitters. So if you're gonna play long, you gotta get it over to this side, which is the reward because the throat of the greens complex is somewhat off to the right side. Pardon the bumps. So you got that bunker on the left guarding front left. You got a bunker on the right side. So strategic tee shot. Name of the game on 8. So there's Drew and our shaper Jody discussing number 2 green. Number 1 green. That's Drew, our architect, in blue. They're wrapping up the final contour changes. It's Jody on the box blade. Drew's just dialing it in right to perfection before he signs off on it. And that's why he comes every week. Hole number 2. So that's Darwin in the blue shirt right there. He's our project superintendent from the construction company. And what he has there, what he's putting on the ground is called a smart gauge level, something. It tells you the percent slope. And what he's doing is making sure that in the putting areas, the cuppable areas, we do not have more than a 2% slope. Anything more than 2% with the speeds that we get on these greens now, it gets to be a little dicey. Back in the olden days, they would really slope greens because in the south we would have
an old grass called Tiff Dwarf, and it was really hard, very, very hard to get any sort of decent speeds. You know, 10, 10 and a half, 11 was just unheard of with those greens unless you really, really, really work and put a lot of effort into it. But now with the Tiff Eagle that we're going to be putting on these greens, getting a 10 is very, very doable. And if we get much more percent slope, then it really becomes a big issue. So just double checking before we start putting drainage in this thing, that all of our cupping areas have some slope, but not too much.